I want to talk about like the purpose of following the spiritual awakening path. Like, why? What is the purpose? Why would we do this? Why would we try to seek um, types of awareness outside of the traditional form identified way of perceiving? Well, to start off with, what drew me in was I was incredibly unhappy. I was so depressed and I didn't love myself. I hated myself. So this started for me this conscious path. Uh, I guess I was probably 21 or something like that. And it's been a process, but like that's what drew me in was I was like I am not happy, and I don't feel like anything working within this form identified system is going to bring me that happiness. There was a lot that I didn't know or understand at that point, but that's what drew me in. And at this point in my life, I can safely say that the only way to true inner peace is the disidentification from that form identity and bringing in that spiritual awareness. So I bring up Eckhart Tolle a lot because he was really influential for me personally. And I saw him on an interview a while back. Somebody was like, "When's the last time you felt irritated?" And this, keep in mind, this was like years ago that I watched this. So the interviewer asked him, "When was the last time you felt irritated?" And he said, he paused and he's like, "I think a few months ago. Um, somebody didn't pick up their dog poo at the park." And so he said he felt this wave of irritation go, which that's very irritating. Stepping in dog dew is not a fun experience. And so what I was thinking, I was on my winter walk and I was thinking about this, probably because I was in the park and I was thinking maybe I thought about dog poo or something like that. But I think that it's important for people to understand, like I brought up Leslie Temple Thurston in my last video. Um, she's a very, very highly spiritually awakened. She's brought a lot of consciousness into her experience. But you still have that human experience. And it, just like with Eckhart Tolle and the dog do in the park, just because you bring consciousness into your experience doesn't mean that you lose that human experience. So you will still feel things like irritation. Um, those human emotions are still there. What is important to understand is the reason why the spiritually awakened state is important for this world is that peace. Okay, so on the other side, when we die, we know this from our near death friends. Um, it's our true state of being outside of the physical is this. It's we're all connected to this God or all that is, or whatever term you like, doesn't really matter. The term doesn't matter. So we are all that connected to and part and parcel of that, all that is, which is, I guess, love, this blissful unity felt state of oneness. And so we're in this physical experience, like I talked in the last video, just through being born into the body and then just being taught by the adults around us. The spiritual awareness is kind of taught out of most people, the vast majority of people. So there's that forgetting that comes in of our true self. And so through the spiritual awakening process, you're bringing that true awareness back in. This is an important distinction. It's about where we put our attention. So we're taught to put more of our attention on the physical experience, and really just taught to disregard any spiritual awareness. And the idea is you want to bring that awareness in, and then you have the awareness with that physical experience that you're still having. And when you do this, you bring that spiritual awareness in, and it's a process for most people. It's a process for me that I'm still undergoing. The more awareness that you practice at bringing it in, when you feel those feelings of irritation. I used to be a real hothead, like bad temper kind of a person. And through my spiritual awakening process, I've been bringing it in. That temper has decreased. I still am feeling these feelings. They still catch me from time to time, but like just recently, I'm not going to give the details of the experience, but someone was really getting on my nerves. And enough awareness was there to see those feelings of irritation for what they were. It's just a temporary experience, and when we go beyond and we leave these bodies behind, that stuff doesn't, we don't need that stuff. So it can't be that important, right? So choosing, this is where the choice comes in. With the consciousness comes the choice to not react to it, and then it just kind of dissolves and goes away. And so that's why the spiritual awakened state is so important for the world right now. It's because there's so much heavy form identification. That's where violence comes in. All the nastiness in the world is a result of way too much form identification. A complete lack of awareness of that true spiritual nature, that blissful, unified, love-based state of awareness. So when it's a lot of spiritual teachers have talked about this. When we bring our conscious awareness in, joy becomes the natural, and peace becomes the natural base state of awareness. That's what you are. You are that state of awareness. And so the more you put your attention on that, it grows. And so you're still having the physical experience, but you've got that cushion of awareness. It's like a cushion around you. And so, like, I remember being, years ago, so form identified when something would piss me off, and just the rage, these feelings would just take you over. And there's no choice in that kind of an experience. It's all reaction, all reaction, all reaction. And so it's pretty clear why the spiritual awareness is so important, and it's a real thing. This is not some made up airy fairy belief. This is a real experience when you bring that in and you start to see the way your reactions diminish over time. And it's a pretty amazing thing. And what's more important than that at this time in history? With please excuse me, I feel like I was walking and it was 5 degrees outside Fahrenheit, and so yeah, we're just dealing with the weather. The winter conditions means runny nose. And so bringing that awareness in, each of us individually, is the most important thing at this time. So what might draw somebody in is the prospect of inner peace, and then it grows and it spreads, and more people awaken, and the violent behavior in society diminishes. And that's the ultimate goal. So really, to boil it down, to sum it up here, friends, it's about having control over your reactions. Having control over those snap reactions people have, getting angry. That's something that the more consciousness you bring in, the more, that's where the control comes in. That's where the choice comes in, the free will. And then feeling content. Okay, like I totally remember the experience of feeling like just being wasn't enough. That's where addictions come in. That's where thinking you need to be rich or something like that comes in. And when you bring that conscious awareness in, simply existing is enough. You're still having don't get confused though, you're still having the human experience. It's okay to eat some chocolate cake because it tastes good. Like, you're still having that experience. You just have control over your reactions. And so love, peace, and joy become your base state. And you're still going to have from time to time the feeling of irritation is going to arise. You get to choose. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.